How's it going, everybody? It's Frisbee Moonsong here. Yow! Damn, I need to work on it still. I'm out of practice. Wait, let's try again. Yow! Yeah, still need practice. You guys have to do it for me at this point. And today we are getting ready for the nationals that is happening in Cape Town. Now I know I haven't gotten everything I needed, but you know, we play what we can, we play what we enjoy, we play what's fun, but most importantly, we play with manners and for the love of the game. You know, we've all had moments where we're bad and not our best self, but it's good to even at these events be there to enjoy it and for the experience. You know, I mean, of course winning is a lot of fun, but it's good to be there for experience. So today what I'm going to be speaking about mostly is how to prepare for something like this, because I know there's a couple of preparations that are needed for the Cape Town nationals, especially considering that a couple of things will be changing this year. So if we look into what we need, let's go through the list. So first up, you're going to need your deck and your sleeves and your playmat. So remember that you have your sleeves all neat and no damaged corners, nothing that marked, nothing like that, because that's very important. If judges check that, you could get in a lot of trouble for that. Make sure your playmat is in line with the guidelines as well as your sleeves, and make sure your deck is all there with every card that is labeled properly. Onto that, make sure it is linked to your deck list, which should be sent via Neuron to the email that is going to be written in the description below. Please check that. This is for the Cape Town Nationals. Remember this. It does really help. Also, the Cape Town Nationals has requested that you guys all pay for your ticket early and try send your deck lists in early as well, for that will help with the company, for example, Unplug Yourself, to understand that how many players they are getting in a day, which can allow them to prepare for more things such as funding for streaming, funding for more possible product, and just in general being able to know how the South African community is growing, except until the day of, because being able to book earlier means they know what to prepare for, so they don't throw in a big budget for a small event. So remember how that's very important for companies, and that's how we as South Africa, I feel, will be able to boost from this Yu-Gi-Oh journey that we're going on and building up slowly, because I think South Africa has been slowly growing in the Yu-Gi-Oh scene and have become more known. Remember to also bring your tokens and dice. This is very important as well for your event, because dice would be able to be for rolling and any effects that require dice, and your tokens are for things like Nibiru and any other effects that would summon tokens like Ogdoatic Daybreak or your Sky Striker Hornet drones. So make sure you keep things like that, as long as they are legal tokens and not just any random card that you say is a token, because that is being sure that you're marketing the proper stuff and it is in tandem with the Konami guidelines. Speak to your nearby judge to ask them what you will need. Also, make sure you bring a paper and a pen, just to write notes, or a notebook and a life point counter of some sort. This is very important. This is going to be really good for when you're playing, to remember certain effects, like you're not able to draw, or the effect of Dagaris, which is really important, or to return something like SP Lord Knight at the end phase, or to search with Magnamut. Make sure these are things that are very important, and also keeping tabs on life points, especially with something like Malice right now that's running around paying life points for every little effect. Those little bits of life points will be very important in the long run, and it could save you a lot of time with eliminating factors of forgetting what the life points are. Also, make sure that you have the Neuron app. This is going to become more prominent in the future for Yu-Gi-Oh! Make sure your Konami ID is connected to your Neuron app and you have registered, so that way you can start connecting your Neuron app to these things, so that you are able to check your match up on the Neuron app, and you're able to check other things such as pairings of your own pairings and your deck list, and wins and losses, which is very important, and you can save these details for future reference. Also, during the event, make sure you keep an eye on the time. Keeping your eye on the time is very, very important. This can help you with keeping a speed of play, even though you should do this all the time properly. Also, it can avoid things going into time. Being able to scoop early is also a really strong understanding of time, because some people just play even though they are not gonna win the game, or it seems very far-fetched. There are obviously times where you know your deck well enough that you can, but just keep in mind of saving time by either possibly scooping early or knowing when you can take games quicker. Even understanding your deck better will help you a lot with time, so make sure this leads into the next thing. Make sure you remember your card effects, make sure you know how they resolve, make sure you explain this clearly to your opponent, because it is very important that both players have a clear understanding of the cards that are on the field, or card effects that are known to the player, or cards that are known to the player. This is very, very important that this is done, otherwise it can actually lead to both of you getting a warning. Make sure you do that. Also, knowing your combos and knowing other people's decks is a very good way to speed up your plays, because you'll be able to understand what the player is doing. Also, remember to, last but not least, mind your manners. It's a game, and even though it is a competition and it's serious, and you have to be sure, because even some friends are in these tournaments, they're your rivals. But at the end of the day, you're still a person. At the end of the day, these are still people. Remember that, to show respect, and this is all about the love of the game. As much as we love winning, you could win at anything else, but you chose Yu-Gi-Oh! So remember to enjoy it at the same time. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to give to you. I don't know if I've left out anything, but make sure to keep all these things in mind when going to your nationals, and I hope to see a lot of you at the Cape Town Nationals. I will still be going, and yeah, I'm really excited. But yes, from me, still here, still making YouTube videos, and yeah, I'll see you guys at the Cape Town Nationals. Cheers, guys. Well, it's state champs actually, but from Moonsong. Cheers, guys. Yow!